My name is Brandy. I am typically the director of the Tacoma Justice Program, now the Northwest Virtual Justice Program. And as I've been praying and thinking, I've just gotten the sense that God has more for us in this time than just waiting it out. As I think about the spirit of Jeremiah 29, where God tells God's people in an unexpected and isolating situation to figure out how to live differently. He asks them to figure out a way that honors their own humanity, that serves God, and that seeks the good of the place where they're living. And while the Tacoma Justice Program won't be the same, and the program won't be the same as that, I have put together an immersive, transformative, and life-giving experience for us to grow in love with God and with our neighbors and with others this summer. So here are 4 reasons that I think that you should consider the Northwest Virtual Justice Program. 1, we will create space to develop our relationship with God and with others. In a time where it would be really easy to isolate or to stay disconnected in our own little bubbles, this is an opportunity to make friends, to get to know Jesus more, and to make a difference in the lives of others, even virtually. Through small groups and our larger group gatherings, we'll learn to and apply scripture in really practical ways to our own lives, again, that will help us to love God and to love people. We will look at scripture together, attend diverse church services, learn and practice the way of Jesus together, celebrate and lament together, and form a cohesive community around the way of Jesus for 5 weeks together. Number 2, we'll provide tools and sustainable practices for us during this time. This season has been really stretching for me, as I'm sure it has been for you, especially for my spirituality, and that's reasonable. So as we move into the more open space of the summer, my hope is that we would establish rhythms that would sustain us and help us to be good physical and virtual neighbors in the world. Our discipleship will need to look different in this time, because our old rhythms may not work for a global pandemic, right? And rhythms are hard to do alone and are more fun and more transformative together. I know that I have a hard time trying new things, growing and being discipled alone, so I would rather do that with you all this summer. Number 3, we will get connected to students and staff from across the nation and connect to a story of God that's bigger than our own story where we are locally. With our orientation happening nationally alongside students and staff from across the country, we're going to be able to connect with stories and experiences way broader than ourselves. We'll hear from world-class speakers and friends, and folks who've been just on the journey following Jesus and doing justice for longer than we have. Then in our regional area in the Northwest, we're going to be able to deepen our relationships and ask how God might want to transform our campuses, our neighborhoods, our workplaces, and our families while we're staying at home this summer or doing whatever that we're doing. And number 4, honestly, it'll just give you something to do this summer. Because let's be real, a lot of our plans have been ruined. So why not spend time serving others, making friends, and learning about God's heart for the world and for other people? Plus, I have a dope team of staff who will be doing their best to create spaces for deeper community growth and for fun this summer. Overall, the Northwest Virtual Justice Program will be a fun way to engage in this particular time in a particular way that may have a new invitation from Jesus in the midst of it. So my hope is that you would leave this program with a better sense of who you are, who God is, and how the good news of Jesus can transform and make new every person and place that we encounter.